Good morning. Are you Janetta Pugh?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the what?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the beneficiary of what estate? Answer my questions, please, ma'am. I'm just trying to understand.
Beneficiary of that estate.
Okay. What's the announcement?
Judge, it's my understanding that Ms. Pugh and her family has retained an attorney on this matter. You may, I don't know if you remember, Judge, this is when I was originally.
Right from the start, you can feel the tension in the room. Janetta is confused, the judge is confused, and nobody seems to know who her lawyer actually is. Moments like this reveal how messy real-life court cases can get. It's not always smooth, clean, or organized. Sometimes it's just a judge trying to figure out who is even representing the defendant.
Pointed on, and we were on the trial docket. She hired a new attorney at that point. Mr. Norwood, who was on the case for a while, and then withdrew. And once recently, when the case came back to me, I visited her and was told that they did retain another attorney. I was given the name of Christopher Wiley this morning, but I have not heard from him. And my understanding is that at this point still hasn't filed anything with the court.
Okay.
But I've been told that that's who's supposed to be taking over the case.
Okay.
This part is wild. The attorney explains that she's had multiple lawyers, one after another, and none of them have stayed. That's a huge red flag in any case. When a defendant keeps losing attorneys, it usually means either the situation is extremely complicated or extremely chaotic on the defendant's side.
For the record, I recognize Ms. Pugh. She's been here before.
I do as well, for the record.
And I looked into Mr. Christopher Wiley. I can't find that person as a practicing lawyer in the state bar page, and I have not been contacted by anybody on Ms. Pugh's behalf.
All right, so Ms. Pugh,
Here, the judge hits a major turning point. He literally checked the bar and couldn't find the lawyer she claims to have hired. That's not a small detail, that's a massive warning sign. Judges take representation seriously, and hearing that Christopher Ree doesn't even exist in the state bar is going to set off alarms immediately.
Mr. Lewis has been appointed to represent you at this point. Obviously, you know as well as anyone that you're in custody and we want to get your case taken care of. If you've hired or your family has hired another lawyer, then they have to contact the court so that we can do something with your case. And do you know if they've hired someone?
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree with your appointed foreign agents, considering that the first duty is to the state and will be considered conflict of interest.
Now the judge lays it out crystal clear. Accept the court-appointed attorney, hire your own, or represent yourself. These are the only legal options. But Janetta isn't hearing any of it. You can already feel the clash of two completely different realities, the legal one and the one she's trying to create.
Okay, so if you don't want, the only thing I can do, I'm appointing an attorney to you to help you, right? So if you don't want a court-appointed attorney, then your only option, two things. One is to represent yourself or to hire a lawyer. So if you don't like the way it works, then you do something different. So are you, listen to what I'm saying. Are you either going to represent yourself? Or are you going to let Mr. Lewis represent you? Or are you going to hire someone?
Objection, Your Honor. Respectfully, is this a court of record?
It is a court of record. So your objection's overruled.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
This is where things explode. Janetta is using sovereign citizen language, talking about verified claims, trusts, and foreign agents. Judges hear this stuff all the time, and it never works. She keeps saying respectfully, but interrupts him every time he talks, which is ironically the least respectful thing you can do in court.
It's right here. It's called an indictment. And Mr. Lewis has a copy of it, and he can show it to you. So that would be the verified claim against you.
Okay. Your Honor, respectfully, Your Honor.
She demands release, says there's no evidence, and claims she hasn't been given a chance to get proper counsel. But legally, the court has done everything required. She just keeps rejecting every option. This is desperation mixed with misunderstanding of how the justice system works.
There were writs that was filed to the case that still haven't been received.
I've received your petition for writ of habeas corpus and it's denied.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, I demand to be released due to lack of evidence of stated claim and not being given the proper opportunity to obtain proper counsel, defective defense.
It's overruled.
Okay.
You're running out, aren't you?
No, it's fine.
So here's the thing, Miss Pugh. I appreciate your position, but listen,
Respectfully, Your Honor,
Miss Pugh, don't speak over me.
Respectfully, Your Honor, with my incarceration.
Miss Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on, listen to me. Everything you have there is overruled. And here's one of the reasons why, is because you have a lawyer. And your lawyer will file the appropriate motion. You're interrupting me again, which is disrespectful. So I'm going to leave Mr. Lewis as your attorney unless you choose to represent yourself or hire someone else. I'm going to give you 2 weeks to determine what you're going to do. You can go back. You can go back with the bailiff.
The judge finally loses patience. When he says, "Just because you say respectfully doesn't mean you can interrupt me," you can hear the frustration. He keeps things under control, but he's done with the back and forth. In the end, he gives her 2 weeks to decide, the most reasonable outcome considering the chaos.